Welcome back. Let's go over class properties and the initializer syntax. This won't necessarily add any new functionality to the component, but it is a best practice in React to set up the state in our methods using this syntax within the component. The reason that we didn't start with this syntax is that it's a little less intuitive what's going on under the hood when you start out with this. But now that we know how the state is actually set up and how class methods need to have the this object bound to them, well, now we're free to explore the cleaner way to do this. Primarily, the class property and initializer syntax is a way to attach properties and methods to the this object of a class without having to use a constructor. For example, in the app component, we can directly attach the state like so, by saying that the state class field is now going to be equal to an object which has the display bio key of false. So it's as if we pulled out this.state equals display bio false and moved it right above without having to directly attach it to the this object. So it's equivalent to the code that we have in the constructor. This is especially convenient for methods because we can directly attach toggle display bio to the this object by having toggle display bio equal a callback function with the arrow function syntax that still calls this.setState. And now under the hood, it's as if we wrote this.toggle display bio equals an arrow function right within the constructor. So that's what's going on when you use the class property and initializer syntax in order to initialize a method within the component. So this is really convenient because now we can get rid of this entire constructor over here. Feel free to leave it commented in for your own reference, but otherwise go ahead and delete it. It should be fine. Okay, so make sure the application is running in the background because you want to make sure the refactor worked. Head to the command line, fire npm run start in the directory for portfolio if you haven't already. Then head to the browser and revisit the app, give it a refresh for good measure and click read more and show less, and everything should be working just as before. Cool. Now you could even refactor the render method to use the class property syntax so we can make render equal to an arrow function that has a callback which returns a JSX. If you save this, the application should still show that it's actually working. But for this one, let's keep it as a normal class method. It's the most fundamental method for a React component. And React already ensures to attach the render method to the this object within the logic for the regular component class already that we're extending. So it's nice to be more consistent with the millions of React components that have already been created throughout history and keep the render method in this more traditional syntax, since we don't have to worry about using .bind for the render anyway. Okay, that wraps it up. Again, when you're first exploring React, it's better to have to go through the manual process of creating the constructor, attaching the state object to this, and binding this to helper methods. That way, you know what's going on under the hood. But now that we've done that, moving forward, the class property and initializer syntax is what we'll be using when attaching state and methods to components, since it's a lot quicker to write and cleaner to read. All right, let's move on and build the next component in this portfolio application. If you enjoy this content, head to davidtkatz.com. There, you'll find links to full courses, as well as to reach out and connect with me. For React and Redux in particular, you'll want to check out udemy.com/React Redux Bootcamp. This is a course I made to help you learn React and Redux the right way, and to turn you into React and Redux developer. Okay, see you in the next one.